All right, here we go. Krayzie and Bizzy Bone. Welcome back to Vlad TV.
Yes, man. Good to be back.
So you guys are known as Bone Thugs, right? As opposed to Bone Thugs and Harmony, just the two of you? Like, explain it to me.
Yeah, it's just, we just want to give it a different look. It ain't the whole group, so we don't want to fool everybody and you know what I'm saying? And, like confuse anybody to make them think it's the whole group when this is a project that me and Bizzy is doing. So we just renamed it Bone Thugs.
Dope. So is this the first time, like, two members have done a project together like this? Or, explain it to me.
No, Bizzy.
We all branched off before. We did a Bone Brothers thing with Lay and myself, and Lay did one with Flesh, and Lay currently doing the Houseboys project I just seen on the internet with him and all his brothers, his blood brothers. So we do stuff like that. But Krayzie and Bizzy had to hook up because people wanted to see it. They've been wanting to see it like for years and years and years and years, and we just kind of held off on it until the right moment. So that's kind of like how it came to be, but definitely.
Dope. I mean, it's almost kind of like how Wu-Tang have done their projects.
Please know this.
Definitely.
Yep. Now, you guys have a new project out, a new album coming out called New Waves.
Yes.
Okay. Why that name?
Because it's this is like a it's bone, but it's a new bone. It's today, and when you hear the album, you know what I'm saying, like you understand what I'm saying. It's like, you know what I'm saying. So it's not really your Bone Thugs and Harmony vibe, but you can hear it there. But it's a more to date vibe. You know what I'm saying. I must say.
Okay, because I mean, when you talk about the Bone Thugs vibe, I mean, when you look at what's happening today, everyone's kind of on the Bone Thugs vibe a little bit.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely. You know what I'm saying. So all we really had to do was just like tweak the production. You know what I'm saying, and just do what we do over the beats. You know what I'm saying. That was basically the main formula was for us to get the right tracks. You know what I'm saying. We didn't want to come with something that sounded like back in the '90s. You know what I'm saying. So it was a process going through tracks and picking the right ones that would complement our flow and make it sound like brand new and fresh. I mean.
Right. I mean, you guys, it's sort of an interesting type of thing because when you guys came out, the way you guys were rapping, you were rapping so fast that people sometimes had problems understanding what you were saying, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Now you fast forward to 2017, and now you have what you call mumble rap, which they're not really rapping fast all the time, but they're rapping in a way where people don't quite understand it also. Like, you look at, like, for example, like a Young Thug, what he does sounds dope, but you don't always get every lyric. So coming from your perspective, what's your take on that in terms of the way you rap, mumble rap, and people understanding every word?
I know exactly what mumble rap is. Like, mumble rap is like a down south type of thing, like an ATL type of thing. It's like how the hyphy thing that was going on in San Fran and over there. It's just like one of those kind of vibes that people, they bounce. You don't have to be like a super great rapper in order to make it, and it's a lot of street dudes that get it in. You dig? And they rise, and people love tragedy to triumph. They like to have that for inspiration. So that's what I see with the mumble rappers. It ain't like they could do a song with Rakim or they get respect, but they have a lot of fans and a lot of kids that, you don't have to train your mind to listen to something that you don't understand anyway when the beat is already slamming. But with us, like Cray always he say, man, we was raised as a crew on East Coast rules. You gotta have lyrics, you gotta have content, you can't like nobody supposed to steal your stuff and so on and so forth. Just a solid, grounded East Coast rules, So that's how I believe that we were raised, as far as how when we came out with what we were doing. Because everybody was like, well, where did they get this from? They had to take this style from somebody, but nobody came out with the style. And it took them a minute to study our textbooks and our playbook in order to even come up with this is how it's done in an entire record. Yeah, you're going to be able to write a cool 16 lines like the Bone Thugs, but in order to do an entire record, you going to have to study the playbook. You understand? So, you know, that's what I see the difference in us and, you know, the mumble rap, as you say. But it's like we help breed one another. The people that start to get mumble rap and then want a little more, they're going to come over to Bone Thugs. They're going to talk to Eminem. They're going to talk to this one. They're going to talk to that one who does the same kind of versions of the cadences, but they can hear content and so on. Because, like, if you listen to Eminem, when he rap, he crazy. Like, he is crazy. Seen a girl in the back. Had to stab her in the mouth, like, you know, and so on and so forth, you know, and that's really us. Bone Thug is, you know, if heaven had a cell phone, I would call out my people like Easy Where You, and so on and so forth. So it's like that kind of a vibe. They, you know, so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay, but the thing is, though, is that when you compare yourself to Eminem, I could sort of see the comparison, but where I think it changes is that you guys sing as well as rap at the same time, and sometimes when you combine that, you don't always get every lyric. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you guys have had people come up to you and say, "Hey, what did y'all say in that one verse? Because I didn't quite understand it." Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, explain that in terms of people not always understanding your actual lyrics, and you guys spending so much time on your lyrics.
Yeah. I mean, like, it took people a while to understand what we were saying. That's why he said, you know, like, all the fans, like, who really wanted to know, they went back and they listened to it. You know what I'm saying? And they dissected it and they broke it down and they understood. And they know that we are saying something in it. You know what I'm saying? We're not just rapping fast. We're actually saying something. We're saying messages. We did get that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, people coming up to us like, "Yo, what was y'all saying? Because y'all rapping too fast. I didn't understand it." Still get it today. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely.
I feel you. I mean, how do you feel about people being more melodic these days in their rapping? Because I think even J. Cole said, you know, back in the day when you can get a hit song without a melody, like, it's kind of hard to have a hit song without a melody these days if you're a rapper.
Man, that's real, and it's crazy because when we first was trying to get into the game, it was the opposite. Like, you know, it was strange because we called ourselves rappers, but we were singing. You know what I'm saying? Like, now today, it's like it's unheard of not to have a melodical hook. You know what I'm saying? It's unheard of for a rapper not to try to sing it in their songs, and if they can't sing, they use auto tunes to make themselves sound like they can sing. So it's like mandatory now.
And don't nobody know that, like, before we even met Easy or anything, we did this little concert in order to get like a record contract with Ice Cube, and they picked this guy called MC Brains, and what happened was with MC Brains, if you don't know his story, he's out of Cleveland. He went and he wound up signing with BBD, or excuse me, Mr. Bivens. And he was singing and he was rapping, but he didn't mesh the two like he did a slow song. Like I used to do back in the days. I wrote a record called Bass and Treble. The bass record I rapped on. The treble record I sang on. This was like before I met my boys and I was like back in Columbus. But yeah, you know what I mean? That's my take on it.